mic here. By the way, these mics don't work. It's purely for the podcast recording.
So this just looks good. It doesn't actually do anything.
It's purely a prop, mate. Yeah.
All right. Well,
you can go into karaoke if you want as well.
I'll save the karaoke for after dinner. We can have it with the lemon cheesecakes, which are the candles, which you might see on some of your seats as well. So take a look at that. Anyway, the first thing I just want to say is a big welcome to all of you tonight. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for being part of the event. I'm Justin from Square, as mentioned there. And sorry?
Just behind you.
Okay, yeah, sorry, just hiding. What's going on here? We're just thrilled to welcome you all basically this evening. Really excited by what we've got up tonight in terms of some of the conversations that we're going to be having, talking about surviving and thriving, as we touched on there. And it's something that we hear every day from the businesses that we speak to too. What we hear, we're in a really lucky position to be working with businesses of all sizes, from when people have the dream of opening up their first stalls to actually going on to making their own first restaurants and growing those international brands as well. And of course, we have people in the room tonight, who are chefs, who are founders, and we understand just how much energy it takes to be involved in this space. So, what I want to touch on really is, what we hear from our customers is, it takes more than just the passion. It takes grit, it takes determination, and also takes community, which is also, I think, part of the reason why we're here tonight as well. So, with that in mind, Square obviously, wants to play a part of that. We want to be part of this community as well. Really what we do is we are really the tech partner to help make the magic of hospitality happen. We want to take the difficult stuff, taking care of payments, taking care of the inventory management, managing staff, banking, the operations side of it, kind of off your plate, so that you can focus on kind of the interesting stuff and the magic that hospitality is. So that's a bit about us, and we might touch a bit on that later. But with that in mind, just want to extend a huge welcome to everyone. Really excited by the conversations we're going to have, and let's eat, be merry, drink up tonight, and connect as well, because I think that's a big part of what we're doing here this evening. And that's it. I think otherwise, let's crack on. I'll leave it to you.
Thank you so much, mate. Sweet. Well, look, thanks, guys. What I want to start with, which probably isn't related to hospitality, is Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee has got one of the best quotes of all time, which is, "Be like water." And I think when you don't have 10x budget, you need 10x creativity. And you need to think of other ways when problems are facing you. How do you swim around those problems? How do you be like water? And I think right now we're in that situation where more and more operators are having to be like water. So I'd love to know what's the hardest problem you're facing right now, and when you may not have massive budgets, how are you using creativity to swim around that? And Stu, I think I'd love to open that up with you, please, first, mate.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Black Bear, by the way. I think probably our hardest problem at the moment is we're kind of positioned as kind of a best-in-class in the burger category. Because of that, we've kind of got a premium price in the category. But there's always kind of a bit of a glass ceiling, or a ceiling, sorry, as to how much you can charge for a burger, just the perception from the customer. So our biggest challenge probably at the moment is offering value to our customer. The way we always look at it is kind of value for money. So we think that what we offer is a great value for the money that our customer's spending. But in terms of the kind of the creativity side of things, so we don't really want to be, we don't want to go into kind of that discount kind of war, or we don't want to be somewhere where people come and expect to get a discount. But at the same time, we kind of want to try and offer customers an incentive to come in and try our food. So in terms of the creativity side of things, what we're looking to do is creativity side of things. So we're about to launch something soon, actually, which is, the classic Happy Meal. Yeah. So we're actually going to launch soon an adult Happy Meal. So it's going to be like a double burger. It's going to come in a nice little box, double burger, fries, barrel-aged Negroni that you pour yourself, and a little adult's toy as well.
Sounds a bit dodgy, mate.
hairstyles.
Probably go viral, actually.
What's these adults' toys? Tell
I'm not.
me
You
more,
have to
mate.
come buy one. Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
With things like bottle openers or or like tattoos or like mini bottles of our garlic mayo or burger sauce, things that are hot honey. So trying to kind of play on things that are kind of creative, a little bit nostalgic for our customers, and thinking of new ways to get people in without murdering them. Get people in without having to be one of those kind of discount operators.
Yeah.
So it's always a fine balance, but we're trying to do those sorts of creative things going forward.
Amazing. And Graeme, mate, going to you. Obviously, that's why I love this panel. It's very different size businesses. Ollie & Steen, how many sites? Is it Ollie & Steen, Ollie & Steen?
Whatever you want.
Ollie & Steen. I think Ollie & Steen's was
We're at 110 in Denmark, 26 here, 5 in New York.
Right.
So for the UK, I guess our biggest problem is trying to second guess legislation. What's minimum wage going to be like next year?
Yeah.
The prices of coffee, the prices of chocolate, a lot of which are certainly out of my control. And I think without, I guess my biggest problem is the fear I have of losing the momentum that we have. We just hit our sweet spot kind of middle of last year, and every morning waking up and looking at figures going, still there, and keeping everyone sharp.
When you
and
say sweet spot, as in
we just all the work that we put together. We did some heavy lifting probably for about a year and a half, and it just all came together. And we smashed numbers, and it's just about keeping everyone hungry.
what was that heavy lifting? Sorry to interrupt. I'm just curious here. As in, what sort of things were you putting in place? Because this could help
Just
these guys.
Just the right people in stores.
Right.
Just every single bit, in terms of supply chain, product mix. We were making 1,000 products to throw 900 of them away. And it was just that whole, well, this is how we've always done it. It's like, okay, so the first thing we need to do is make money, which, was a bit of a challenge. And we hit a sweet spot, and it's just about keeping everyone super hungry, getting ahead of everything. So this time last year, we had a pretty poor August. So when we were doing a brainstorm in November, it's like, what are we going to do next year? Let's do something stupid with Cinnamon Social. Okay, what's stupid? And someone went, let's do an ice cream. I was like, yeah, that's really stupid. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And then that person came back and went, Badiani? I'm like, the gelato people are like, yeah, we're going to do a collab with them. I'm like, okay, brilliant. So we've got gelato in stores.
Yeah.
That's doing great guns. It's meant that we've been able to talk about stuff and just have a lot more fun. But yeah, for me, it's that fear of us getting a little bit complacent, getting a little bit success syndrome, and not, really working on all the things that we've put right.
Amazing. Another thing I'd love to talk about is there's Danny Mayer, who did Shake Shack, very famous restaurateur. He wrote the book Setting the Table, like, all should read it, it's insane. He's got a quote I love, which is scale kills magic. And ultimately, like, when you're super small, you're with your customers, you can be all over them, you've got that human interaction. As you get bigger, it's how do you have that sort of that magic touch. So Saiphin, I'd love to speak to you. You're at 46 sites now, which is astonishing, so huge congratulations. How do you do that? Because when I go into Rosa's Thai, you have that, you feel like you're in a small kind of family close-knit place, but you're at scale. Talk to us.
Okay, hi everyone, Saiphin Mo here. And I am very, very grateful to be here. And, for us, these days, everything is just like too expensive. I mean, to be honest, for us, the food-wise, is most of it is import from Thailand. And not only the food-wise that, the ingredients that we have to import them in ourselves, also the chef. It's so difficult for us. And how are we doing that? How will we survive? We need to use the local people, but not so many local people work. And so we just have to train different people who work right here. And then, to be honest, to help us to save a lot of costings in terms of the staff cost. That is cost a lot of money. No, I mean, we are dying. Not so dying, but we survive. We survive. We train from a KP staff until, they want to become a chef. They can be a chef. Then we train them. And so I think Rosa is doing, we have a challenge about, how are we survive on this time, like everything is just too expensive and it's too much for us.
What are some of those things you're putting in place back to Bruce Lee, to swim around that, to stay afloat?
For us, I don't say that I follow the water. I don't follow the water, but I swim against the water.
Amazing.
When I turned a restaurant 2008, I set up the first site, and people asked me, why you set up the restaurant? Did you know the economy this time of the year? 2008 is dead. And I said, no, but I will make it happen. So I did. So everyone just thinking, why are you doing this? And I always think investment in something is just like gamble. You win or you lose. That's what I always do.
Amazing. And what did you, if you were to part, because essentially we're in another 2008 right now. Yeah. There's one piece of wisdom you could pass on to these guys who may have slightly smaller businesses but with ambitions to get to a similar size. What would that be?
For me, I'm going to be, if I set up the restaurant now, I'm going to be humble. I'm not trying to go big. And I'm not trying to save my cost either. But I use the best ingredients that I can talk to my supplier. Right now, what I did over here, how I survive, I build a relationship with my supplier in Thailand. I work with the farmer, I work with the factory. So when I need something, I will always say to them, can you please help us? We need your help this time, because if you can help me, I help you. So they agree with me. So is that?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Last week, a couple of weeks ago, I interviewed Tom Gosney. I don't know if you guys know Tom Gosney, absolute G, does the Gosney pizza ovens, and he's just a super charismatic guy. And he said to me, and it's kind of, I've made a note of it because it was super reassuring actually in a fucked up way. But he was like, when you accept business is a series of inbound missiles coming through your head, you start to enjoy it more. And I was like, all right, mate. And I think there is something cathartic about that. But Amanda, I'd love to go to you. You run prodigious Gordon's Wine Bar. How is that as an experience? And what each day you're running that place, what are the missiles that are coming for you? Because I think, again, like every single person in this room has a slightly different business, and there's so much nuance and texture. Talk to me about that.
Hi, everybody. I feel slightly in awe of all these guys, of these fantastic businesses that are big. Some of you may know Gordon's. It's a one-stop shop. We've just got the one site, and it is like running the gauntlet. Yeah, every day something comes in, and you think, I can't believe. You try and foresee the problems, and you think you've covered it off, and no, something comes in left field. And I suppose that's my job. My job is to field those things that come in left field, and that keeps me in employment, basically. So, it's true. And I remind myself of that because I do sometimes wonder, God, there's a resident who's complained, the council have come in, Thames Water have come in and said, well, you haven't got the right grease traps. Things that you think, so the way I try and frame it is to think, right, this is a challenge. Let's take it positively and find a solution. So that's what I try and do it graciously. There's a bit of swearing that goes on. And then if I can't do it in-house, I'll find somebody who can do it much more efficiently than me. So the problems with the grease trap, I find someone who can make a nice grease trap, who can fit it in the tiny space that we don't have, and off we go. That's a very unglamorous example. But yeah, it is like running the gauntlet. And I think you just have to accept that you can foresee as much as you like, and then, as you say, a new piece of legislation comes in, or, I don't know, your supplier suddenly... OK, here's a good one. France are no longer exporting unpasteurised milk dairy products. That's one of our key items on our menu. And you think, I can't believe this. This is one of our favourite things that our customers love. So what do? You find something else that replaces it for a brief moment in time and make it your special. And the blue tongue in Germany, again, milk can't come out, so the milk prices, dairy produce goes up. So, OK, we'll push charcuterie as long as it's not got pork or beef, whatever it is. So you just have to, it's a bit of a terrible phrase, but you have to pivot. You have to think, right, what can I do to circumvent this?
Kind of thing then, right?
It is. Yeah. I try and swim with the water, but nice. I pop out every so often, come up for air.
What's interesting is, as I was saying, like hospitality, it's kind of muck and bullets, toil and trenches. Like everyone's just getting battered left, right, and centre. But in terms of your, you've got a big brand. How's it affecting you? The current circumstances, cost of living crisis. What's happening in your specific?
Yeah, it's huge. I just finishing off on that last bit. I used to be entitled Ops, Loos and Drains. It was always sort of loos and drains. Okay, so right. Sorting out the grotty stuff. But yeah, at the national insurance hike and minimum wage, really, we anticipated it in terms of we did the numbers, and I work for a family. And the family rely on the income from Gordon's to furnish their lifestyle, which is their right, and that's great. And then above that, we operate and do what we do. So it's in our interest to make sure we bring the money in. So employment costs, suddenly, they just became disproportionate to what we were turning over. So we restructured our pricing. And service charge, when the laws changed on the service charge, we used to distribute 90% of the service charge amongst the staff, retain 10%, and that was used to help run costs of breakages, all little things that it was almost a way of encouraging the staff to respect the property, whatever was going on. So so now the whole lot goes to the team. And we were looking at what we were taking, and on 10%, it suddenly meant that our glass washers and table wipers were earning, really a value that wasn't commensurate with what they were doing, that then kept the value for those who were working and managing and running other sections. So we reduced our service charge to 5%, which seems a bit crazy, but we then levied our prices on our menu. So the customers were paying pretty much the same of what they had, but it meant that the pot, it sounds a bit arse about face, but basically the pot actually got higher for the staff. So we were able to keep everybody happy. We pay the staff above minimum wage. Even our junior staff get a little bit more. It's about £14 an hour. They get a good service charge at the end of the month, and then we also do a performance pay every 3 months, which retains them. So we've managed to keep the staff, keep the prices at a level the customers are happy, and people still come. So, but we've got a good product. I think that's the other thing to say. We've got a good quality product, and we rely on our suppliers to give us a good price. So we work hard with them. It's a relationship.
Now, a quick shout out to our wonderful sponsor, Square. If you're a restaurant or you're in the food game or you're thinking of diving in, hear me out. Because running a restaurant, it's not just about great ingredients. it's not just about great vibes. It's payments, staff, menus, online orders, and that's where Square comes in. Their tools are built to make all of that smoother, faster, and let's be honest, less of a headache. Square is the all-in-one restaurant tech system with almost everything you need for day-to-day service, designed to give business owners time back to focus on what really, really matters. With Square, you can manage your business from anywhere, all from one platform, which gives you access to your sales, your bookings, orders, staff management, inventory, and reports. Whether you're a leading fast-paced quick service restaurant or a full-service kitchen, Square lets you spend more time doing what you actually love. Square's purpose is economic empowerment, being the best digital partner through intuitive, beautifully designed tech so their sellers can create the best possible customer experience. Visit square.com to learn how they can help you take your business to the next level. And yeah, I think the other thing is staff retention. That seems to be the riddle, wrapped in the enigma. What's, Saiphin, to go to you, like in your long journey, there's many sites, what is the art to keeping and retaining amazing employees? I asked you, yes.
Okay. How I retain our staff. I look after the staff just like I look after my parents, my auntie, my uncle, my friends. And basically, I always, when they came into my restaurant, they apply for a job and then they got a job. And if I go into the reductions, if I went in there, I always said, welcome to Rosa's family. I mean, that is my family. You work for me. It's just like you are my part of my family. So I look up to my parents. I look up to my family. I look up to my staff just like a family. That to me, that's it. Simple. I don't take people for granted, and so as our management team, they look up to everyone just like the way I look up to them. So, what
specific things do you do? I think everyone's...
how do I look after them? I give you example. When I was open the restaurant, the first site, I cook for my staff every day. Every single day, they eat my food that I cook for them. And if I go to the restaurant this day, I do the same thing, or I will cook from home and bring it over for them. Because the food from home is just like, the comfort food for them, far away home, And it's not only my Thai staff that eat my food. Non-Thai staff also enjoy my food. And they think that they never eat the food like that before. So that's how I look after them. And I maintain that until now. Even now, what I did, to keep the staff happy, we have bring our staff every year to Thailand, about 15 of them. Last year, I bring about 18, to show them my culture, to show them how we look up to them. We pay for the flight, we pay for everything for 7 days. So maintains, and I keep telling our staff that, it's not because we want you to, it's not, people who put heart and soul in it, you need to have a goal, And then, not only that, how I maintain my staff, 10-year anniversary, give them a ticket to Thailand. Like I will go to the restaurant with a voucher and give it to them. And I will say thank you to them from bottom of my heart, what they've been doing to Rosa's. And I still maintain that relationship with them.
Amazing. I can feel that. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And I think, Dan, what's kind of been touched on upon is, I think first of all, you kind of said, no, it was you said about your relationships with your suppliers, your relationships with your teams. And I think that's what it's about. I think that, you know, the days have gone when it was easy, because then so many people were doing it. It is so fucking hard, excuse my French, but it's so hard. And I think you've just got to have the mindset that it's always going to be hard, and do exactly that whole bit of enjoy it. Just literally, don't even think about it. And it just reminds me of, you know, like being a waiter, and you'd have that one table at the end of the night that stiffed you, and you'd go home, I just had the worst shift ever. So you didn't. You just had one table that stiffed you. That was it. And I think you've got to go into every single morning, every single day or night, whatever you work, and go, this is going to be really, really hard, and enjoy it. And I think the way that you'll get through and get to the other side is relationships. It's relationships with your teams, which means you got to have a great culture. You got to be honest. They'll smell bullshit. You got to have great relationships with your suppliers. You also got to have great relationships with your investors. And, you know, just go, dudes, really? Really? Come on. This is what we
navigate that, because that's an interesting one.
Honesty again. And it's just that bit of going, what do you want? Okay, that's not possible. Tell it this is possible. Oh, I could live with that. And you just take out all of the games. And I think, you know, you asked the question, how do you roll out magic? You know, how do you keep magic at scale? First of all, there's got to be magic. And, you know, you look at the people, the kind of middle, not making it. Was there magic there in the first place? How did you grow to 50 sites when it wasn't? It was just someone cookie cutting in. You got a bit of private equity. You opened up sites that you know it wasn't really going to wash their face. And now you're like, ooh, you know. I think that magic, and people with that in their heart, and have got that genuine hospitality and relationship. Yeah. And we'll do it, and we'll have that flair of, you know, let's try it. Let's, you know, I think they want different adult toys, by the way. But I think it just gives you that.
Yeah, no, completely. And I think on that note, there's a great book by Izzy Sharp, who's the founder of Four Seasons. I highly recommend it. And he's got a quote which is, excellence is the ability to withstand pain. And I mean, this guy's done, hotels around the world, gazillions, right? And I think it's when you accept there's pain coming, when you accept there's missiles coming towards your head, there's a weird kind of perturbed but cathartic reasoning for that. You're like, okay, this is going to be hard, but we're going to go through it. I would love to talk about, other than the C word, other than COVID, because I think everyone got ravaged by that. What has been the most specific, hardest knock or, you know, gut-wrenching blow you guys have taken? Because I think this will all, you know, help everyone who's experiencing that now. Stu, if you want to take that one, mate.
Yeah. Biggest blow to us was probably about a year and a half after COVID, actually. So we're still independently owned, just me and Liz. We post-COVID, we actually traded quite well throughout COVID, and then we've grown very organically. Everything's just been from cash flow, trying to open a new site, and just kind of growing organically and fairly slowly but steadily. Our biggest kind of shit the bed moment was we've always been kind of profitable every month, and then we opened 2 sites quite in close proximity and time-wise.
Where were they?
So we did Canary Wharf and Exmouth Market. And we spent pretty much all of our money, like, kind of doing it. And we'd only had a few sites at that point. But it was at the point, if you remember, when there was kind of all the train strikes around that kind of November, December time. And we had just kind of, I say we forecast, at that point we weren't really kind of forecasting. We were just like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do what we want. But we just thought that we were just going to, every site was going to continue to be busy. We opened a new site, it's just going to go. And we got very close to running out of money, like running out of cash. Opened new sites, and it was that November, December. November was quiet, December got decimated because of the train strikes, and then you're going into January, which is typically the worst month of the year. So we had this 3 months back-to-back of just like breaking even or losing, and we weren't ready for it. We were like, shit, what are we doing? And it was a scary time. It was a really valuable lesson, but I wasn't thinking that at the time when we were going through it. I was thinking, how are we going to get enough money to kind of get through this? But
how did you get through it?
Unfortunately, not really much that we did. It was kind of just one of those timing things and extenuating circumstances with the strikes and everything. By February, the sites that had opened had started kind of to kick on, and it just naturally kind of started to get a bit busier. But we took stock and we were like, right, we can't let that happen again. This is a close call. Let's learn from this and not get into that situation again.
Amazing. This goes super quickly, but we're almost at time. It's been quite a morbid chat, but hopefully some good lessons in there. But I'd love to sort of end on a positive note. Then we'll go to some questions. But like, I think with all of this, it's like I'd love to know, why do you do this? Why do you get out of bed every single morning and get after it and put yourself through this toil? I'd love to start with you, please.
So after the COVID.
No. So as in like what?
Sorry.
No, that's all good. So like what we were talking about, sort of the negative things and the hard things. So I think that provides a lot of lessons. But also there's a very, I think I interviewed Tom Brown, the chef. If anyone knows him, absolute legend. He goes, "We are in the business of happiness. Hospitality is the business of happiness." I love that. I think it's such a beautifully succinct way of putting it. But Saiphin, what's your reason for doing this for so long?
The reason why I do it for so long, I still enjoy expanding, and I still enjoy cooking. I still enjoy talking to people, and I am still enjoy seeing the customer eat and then smile and tell me how fantastic the food is. That is keep me going. It's not anything else. I love to see people happy. I think I was born to make people happy. That is my natural. So, to be honest, running the business, if you're in the hospitality, you have to get to know yourself, that what you want. And I know myself that I want to make people happy by presenting the best food and the best service that we got.
Stewie boy.
As a founder, operator, you all constantly have to deal with like the shit that comes with it. But on the flip side, it's just fun. So like on your point as well, I love when people try our food. Hopefully you guys can try it tonight. Don't be too negative. I'll cry. But you can kind of get to do whatever you want. And you get
sex toys.
Yeah, sell sex toys to adults. It's branching out. It's got, yeah. But you get to experience like all sides of things. I think business is fun. I think you get to be creative. You get to help people grow in their careers, like as you expand, and you get to look after people. So every part of what you do, there's some negatives to it, but I just find it fun. Yeah.
Banging answer, mate. Graeme?
Everything these guys said, it's a bug at some point, and I don't know if you're born with it or you just get this little, I don't know, extra bit of your heart that just wants to serve people, and whether that's serving your team or your customers or your mates. And in the last 6 months, mate, I'm in the shit. Yeah. I've got a spare rationale, no problem. But it is a 6-month deal. Okay, yeah. Ours will be fixed by then. And it's just that bit where you can serve your mates, the people that you've got to know, and it is a little kind of community. But it's a bug, and once you get it, there's no getting rid. There's no getting rid, and it's it is. I just come back from holiday. The last 3 days on the holiday, I was just like, right. So I think you've got a really good business model, but your menu's too big. And my wife's going, well, you leave the poor guy alone. I was just like, but no, you should. And I'm showing him like somewhere else we went to eat. I'm like, look, they've got 2 starters, 3 mains, and it's banging. And you've got like 50 dishes. He's like, where's that? I'm like, da-da. He's like, oh, I've heard of that. I'm going to go there. And it's just one of those things.
It's a preoccupation, not an occupation. It's
Totally.
a constant thing. Wow.
Yeah.
Amanda?
I can't really better any of that other than I think it is. It's a joy. I'm a feeder. I want to feed my customers, my friends, the family, Gordon's family, as in the people I work with, who are they are passionate. They give of themselves, and I think it's a great place to be. Lots of challenges. It's always interesting. It's always exciting. There's always something new. It's a good thing to do.
Amazing. Any questions? Is that thing working?
The power keeps clapping out. You can
Right.
repeat the question.
Yeah. Okay. If anyone's got any questions, please raise your hand because our little mic's not working, sadly. But these things happen. And I'll shout it back out, and then we can go to these guys. Go for it. Actually, I could.
The gesture. My question was very much about your opinions on the way that marketing has very much transformed into this social world. And I remember starting my business when we didn't have Instagram, was just a thing. Everyone was like, lol, what? We had old school media, we had the Rayners, we had the Grace Dens, we had this. And now it's very much a mixture, which I'm not saying rightly or wrongly, but I'd love to know you guys' opinions of whether, social media has been so useful for you, been incredible for your businesses, or if it's been just a brand new echelon to figure out and integrate to everybody.
Who wants to jump in on that?
So social media for us has basically grown our business from when we started. We started when Instagram was just kind of starting to take off, 2016. And we've had that momentum as Instagram's grown and through user-generated content. That has basically grown our brand, grown our business, grown our awareness. And we have basically done no marketing up to where we are now. And we technically have like 9 sites, but and we're now getting to the point where we're like, we actually need to kind of grow up a little bit and do proper marketing, because I think the social side of it is great, but I think we've kind of just relied on other people posting and talking about us, whereas I think these days you really need to kind of lean into marketing and not think of it as something that's like on the side and, should we do a bit of this? And by the way, we're not actually very good at it, but this is something that we're thinking about going forward. We're like, how do we tell our story to the customer? Because especially in this kind of day and age where people are very conscious of how much they're going to spend, what they're going to spend their money on. And you see there's a lot of brands out there that do it really, really well, and it pays dividends for them. So if you can get your story across through marketing, through social media, then it's so worth doing. It's so worth kind of telling that story. But that's a journey that we're starting on now, basically. So, yeah.
Saiphin, what about you and social media? Because it's interesting, you started a long time before.
Yes, I very much social media person. I loving it because the reason why I say that, because how I am presenting a Thai food into the world or in London. If I don't use the social media to expanding, how fantastic Thai food is. I have been doing this for at least 10 years now. Invite all the media, like BBC magazines, food magazine, Vetros magazine, influencer about food. I mean, basically everything related to the food, like Thai food, Thai cuisine, Thai ingredients. So I take them to Thailand with me once a year. And we will go into the farm, meeting the farmer who are growing the rice for us, and coconut farm, which is we don't use monkey. Pick up our coconut milk. Yeah? So impossible. But anyway, so that way, social media is really strong for us to introduce our cuisine to the world. So I am, so glad that, these days everyone have the camera. They can just take. I'm one of them. When I cook the food, when I cook, my camera eat my food first. So put it that way. What do you think? Yeah, so it's very powerful.
Amazing. And you guys?
Yeah, we've seen that transition from before Instagram through to currently, and we use it religiously. So we have 3 guys in-house who are part of the team, and they rotate to create content. And we have quite a complex plan that we try and follow. But like yesterday, the lionesses came back. So it's like, right, quick, let's get down to horse guards and take a quick picture of them and just try. We react to things that are going on in and around us to try and keep it relevant. And then obviously we're promoting what we're doing, the team, small little things, big things. So we have our trends and then we interject with random stuff. But yeah, we love it. So we use it a lot. And we do rely on it. I think we sell a lot of gift vouchers, and we really see the impact of social media when we have a run on something with a gift voucher. So we generate a lot of income from that.
Guys, we're at time, and I think it's time for burgers and beers on repeat. Yeah, thank you so much. You're all legends, and yeah, huge round of applause. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you're loving the episode. I'd appreciate a really small yet significant favour, por favor. Please, may you click the subscribe button, get in the comments, tell me what you think about the episode, tell me what you think we did on the show. It may not seem much, but it really helps us grow and helps us get bigger guests. Thank you so much.